What's going on, disciples, and welcome to another video. So this video here, I know you've seen the thumbnail, and we're gonna go ahead and showcase my new 5080. So I was able to get a 50 series card at the approximately about 3.5-4 months ago. I currently was rocking 4090, but the 4090, don't let it get it twisted, the 4090 is still a beast and it's still a relevant card. And I'm not done with my 4090, but I did want to get a 50 series card and I wanted it to be all white. So come join me as we're going to do an unboxing, also going to do an install, and we're going to run some numbers, doing some comparisons from the 5080 to the 4090, see if having the next generation GPU compared to the 4090, if it's a benefit for you to upgrade or not upgrade. I know there's plenty of videos out there. Just give you my perspective, and also just trying to give you some insight, you know, because we all know that those 5090 cards are ridiculously priced. You cannot get a 5090 for MSRP, but 5080 might be an option for you. It might be a really decent option, or any of the 50 series cards might be a decent upgrade from what you might be already rocking if you're rocking a 20 or a 30 series or even a 40 series. They got several entries from 50, 60 all the way up to 5090. So stay tuned, and we're gonna go ahead and get in with this unboxing.
The Dark Disciples, your urban tech Jedi streaming in review. Hoddle's always ready to run the tools. Platinum is what we do. Rolling credits in the few dark.
Okay, the day's finally here. I finally got a 50 series card. Currently in my build, I'm rocking a 4090. Obviously, it would have been ideal to be able to get a 5090. However, those prices were just ridiculous, and I'm not at that point where I can just go ahead and throw $5 into a GPU and feel like I made a sound decision, especially when you're talking about a separation of maybe 6 to 10% in increase, especially with these modern day GPUs and how graphic cards are able to be overclocked and undervolted to be able to pull that extra performance. So I decided to go with an MSI because anybody that knows me knows that my build is mainly Corsair MSI, and I got it in white, so to match my all white build. So I'm really excited about getting this card, opening it up, and like I said, yes, it's not the 5090, but it is a pretty robust, pretty solid advanced level GPU. And of course it's rocking the DLSS 4, has ray tracing, and it is the overclocked edition. So what we're doing today is we're doing an unboxing and install, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into like just some overall performance. Got a couple performance things, well, not performance things, but a couple performance applications that can sit there and, you know, be able to measure how much is the variance between the 4090 and the 5080. Now, I did seen a lot of videos, and of course, just, you know, looking at blogs and looking at other people's, I guess, data that they provided to kind of measure the difference between a 4090 and a 5080. And for the most part, the 4090 is still a beast of a card. And My 4090 is an MSI too. Same style, that gaming trio style, but of course it's in black. And I'm not going away from that card and stuff like that. But as far as my build that I have on my desk, it's an all white build, and it would be ideal for me to have a white GPU in there, you know, just to solidify the fact, because it's literally the last thing in my system that is black, you know what I'm saying? Everything else is white. So we're gonna get into this unboxing. And like, the crazy thing about it is sitting there waiting for this card all day and stuff like that. It was originally supposed to be delivered this morning between the hours of 9 and 12. It wound up didn't come in, like, get off the truck from UPS until approximately about 5 o'clock. So thank God, you know, I didn't have to invest too much time in my day, because of course I contact UPS and I told them, like, because this of course is a high price GPU, and you're gonna have to sign for this type of item. So I told them, I'm like, hey, just call UPS, told them I'm like this, hey, I'm not gonna be able to wait at the house all day. I work, you know what I'm saying, and I need y'all to just leave the package. And so updated the tracking information. They're gonna leave the package. I live in a really good neighborhood, and I have really nosy neighbors, thank God. So yeah, they was able, you know, they came and left, but by the time they did drop the package off, I was already off work, and I was home to receive it. But that initial, like, I guess, worry that I wasn't going to be able to receive my card because of my obligations, of course, being a man and you know, a father, and take care of a family, you know, I gotta be able to work. So that being said, finally got the plastic off, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open this baby up. They did change the box a lot from the previous generation MSI. It's roughly about the same. I know the videos that I watched, these cards are a lot smaller than the previous generation cards, but for the most part, you know, if you got a 4090 or a 5080, because it's obvious. It's definitely obvious by the size of the card. But these cards aren't small at all. So open it up, move that tray out the way. First thing you see is obviously the GPU, and like I said, it's all white. Right here we got the 16-pin connector, and it has the MSI logo right there on it. I don't plan to use these. I have Liam Lee streamer cables that I connect to my GPU. So it's cool that they provide this, but I'm not going to use it. But it's a good idea. It is in white, so that's cool. So, you know, you do pick up a 50 series card, especially a white one, just know that you're going to get a white cable. And that's, you know, to keep that clean aesthetic inside of your actual PC. Right here they have, obviously, these are big cards, heavy cards, so this is pretty much, it's a mount to be able to support your GPU at the end. A lot of times with these big cards, the GPU sag, you know, therefore putting a lot of pressure on the PCIe slide, Gen 4 slide, and that can cause a problem in a long time if you let that prolong. So this is a GPU sag stand, and it's in white, so that's pretty cool too. I'm not gonna use it. I already got my own GPU stand, sag stand in there, and it's an all white one as well, and it's got, you know, RGB on there. So yeah, I'm not going to use that, but it is a cool idea for them to go ahead and include that into the actual purchase. I know with my 4090 I didn't get a GPU sag stand, so that's pretty cool that they started adding those. Yep. And here's this big boy. You know, it's pretty long. I like how they added the MSI Dragon to that, and this glows up in RGB, of course, once you actually turn it on. Let's get it out the plastic so you can I can get a better look at it. To the side. So the update from the 4090 to the 50 series card, from the 40 series card to the 50 series card, they actually have like kind of like a diffused plastic or acrylic right there, and I'm sure that the light from the RGB bouncing off of that will make a bright illumination. White fans, of course, and you know, if you do get a brand new GPU, make sure you remove all of the stickers from it and stuff like that, because these components get very hot, especially GPUs get very hot, and that can cause a malfunction. And as you can see right here, it comes in two modes. Comes in silent and gaming. I always tend to, I know they typically ship them already on gaming, or you know, it might the indicator might say performance and stuff like that. These GPUs don't get really loud, and most of the time when I'm gaming, I got headphones on anyway, so I'm not going to hear it anyway. I got background noise on, or I'm sitting there talking to the chat, so it's not going to matter if the GPU gets a little loud. So I always put it or set it to gaming, and I do believe that these are already shipped with it being on that performance mode or in gaming mode. And yeah, it was already set to gaming. So, but it is the overclocked edition. So yeah, but the first impressions is it's a beautiful GPU card. Like I said, I do wish that I could have got the 5090 and stuff like that, but like I said, gaming is expensive. It has got increasingly expensive over the last 4 to 5 months. Everything's going up. GPUs, RAM, especially RAM. I bought 96 gigabytes of Dominator Corsair RAM, speed 60, I think it was 65 or 67, I can't remember, megabytes transfer per second. And yeah, I paid for like maybe 3, and I bought 2 96 DIMM slots, because I bought 96 gigabyte DIMMs Corsair, but they was in black for my arcade, and for both sets I didn't pay over $500 for both sets. And now those same exact sets are costing people upwards of $1,200 for the black Corsair Vengeance 96 gigabytes of VRAM, and for the Dominator 96 they're costing about $1,400 and I was like, that is crazy. I'm just glad I bought my RAM when I needed to buy it, because like right now, like RAM is crazy. And it's not going to get much better. Cypress, it's not. We're at a point where, you know, gaming is we're gonna probably be priced out of gaming. You know, it's almost like, you know, you got to make a decision if you're gonna pay your mortgage, or go on vacation, or you don't get the latest GPU, or the latest CPU, or the latest VRAM to boost clock percentages within your frames, or boost your frame rates. But yeah, so more about this card as we go to the back of it. You can see that it does come included with 3 display ports. So 1, 2, 3, and 1 HDMI. Nothing really special. I have graphics cards that have USB-C pass-through for different peripherals, or like you want to add, like if you have a monitor that can use USB-C to transfer display power and also data through. But no, this is just a simple backplate. I'm sorry, not backplate, but because obviously this is the top plate. Well, I guess you could call it a backplate because it's going back towards that's exactly what you call it, a backplate. So it's pretty simple, pretty standardized backplate. And like I said, overall, like, it's a really good looking GPU. Not as heavy as my 4090. My 4090 is solid. And when we go over to the computer, I can show you exactly like how solid that thing and how big it is. It's a really big GPU. And I'm going to move that current GPU and put it into either another build or my arcade. Right now, currently in my arcade, I'm running the 6800 AMD 6800 card, and this is like a AMD proper card. It's not a aftermarket one. It's 6800. I got it when it first came out back in 2021, roughly around that time frame. And really solid card, still a beast. I already got AMD. The reason why I'm not going to put the 4090 in there is because I already got AMD apps and everything. I already got all of my things configured to my arcade, so there's really no point for me to go sit there, slap 4090 into an arcade. My PC in there is already a beast. I don't need to put on top of it, throw a damn 4090 in there and be like this, because it's already overkill. But yeah, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and then I'm like, oh well, now I can't get it because I'm being priced out of being able to get it. But yeah, we're going to take a short, very short time skip. We're going to head over to the computer, and I'm going to of course install take out the old card and install the new one. So be right back in a second. Okay, and now we're back, and as you can see, this is the 4090 right here, and like I said, my PC is all white, and like I said, it was like literally the last I guess other than these covers I had made, not made, but I got made. I believe I bought them on Etsy, and I can't remember who the creator was because this was years ago. I want to say back in like 2021. Like I said, it's still running hard. The person that made them, put the RGB on there, and you can connect them directly to the motherboard header, and you're able to control it through MSI software, or your motherboard software, depending on like what software you're using. Really cool add-on and stuff like that. It has that MSI flair that you look for. Obviously their icon is the dragon, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and switch this. Well, first turn off my PC, and then make sure we clear the extra energy that's within the GPU and within the power supply unit, so that we don't hurt our GPU or kill the GPU, and in turn fry the computer. But we'll get back with that just here shortly. And as you can see, 4090 and 5080, I said they're approximately about the same length, but as you can see, this card is very big, very robust, you know, solid, heavy card in comparison. But yeah, that's a side-by-side view, you know, for everybody, you know, just to kind of get an idea. Obviously, the MSI is a lot, the 50 series is a lot lighter. I heard that the 5090 is also lighter as well, but when they set those two cards, the 5090 and the 5080 right next to it, it's like the 5080 is maybe about an inch and a half as far as width, and not width, but I guess length of the card, you know, well, not long wise, but as in the thickness of the card, probably about like an inch and a half more. If I was to sit there and sit this on the side, you kind of get an idea that the 5080 and the 4090, although same length, same width, the actual girth of the card is a lot slimmer, as you can see. But you know, they say that this the 5080 is the 4090 killer. You know what I'm saying? I think that's because you know, the DLSS for the architecture for the 4090 is actually using the old DLSS. So I guess that, along with the AI, you know, producing the frame gen, is allowing it to be comparable from the 5080 to the 4090. Overall, disciples, I am very happy with my build. All white, clean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, the 5080 is a bit smaller, but it does allow more room for it to breathe. And of course, you know, it's add that next gen card to it, and like I said, complete the entire white build. So as far as the CPU, we're rocking a 9950 X3D. We're rocking 96 gigabytes of DDR5 Corsair dominating RAM, and of course the just newly installed 5080 MSI RTX 5080 overclocked edition gaming trio. And the comparisons, in my opinion, are very minute, but don't get me wrong, the 4090 gaming trio X is it absolutely, you know, destroys the 5080. And overall, you know, how the two GPUs compare to each other. First of all, the 4090 Gaming X Trio features a RTX 4090, and of course the architecture is about 80 Lovelace. The VRAM is a 24 gigabyte GDDR6X. The memory bus is 384 bits. The CUDA cores are 16,384. Power draw is about 450 watts. cooler is a Trifrozer 3 display output in DP 1.4a and an HDMI 2.1a. PCIe is Gen 4, whereas the RTX 5080 Gaming Trio Overclock Edition, the architecture is Blackwell. The VRAM is 16 gigabytes of GDDR7. The memory bus is 256 bits. CUDA cores 10,752. The power draw is about 360 watts. The cooler is a Trifrozer 4. It's obviously the newer Trifrozer. The display outputs is 2.1B plus HDMI 2.1B. And of course, the PCIe is utilizing the Gen 5 architecture. Gaming performance, traditional registers games. The RTX 49 is still faster in most native rendering loads. And at 4K without frame generation, the 49 is typically 10 to 20% ahead depending on the game. Ray tracing plus the DLSS4, the RTX 5080 gains access to the latest DLSS4 multi-frame generation, which can produce much higher display frame rates in support of games. So basically, if you're playing newer titles, the supported DLSS4 of the 5080 can feel smoother despite having a lower raw GPU performance. The VRAM is this is the biggest long-term difference. The RTX 4090 has 24 gigabytes, whereas the RTX 5080 comes in with a slightly developed, but still really good 16 gigabytes. So if you like to play heavier modded games, and like to utilize the AI workloads and edit 8K videos, create larger blenders of scenes, and like I said, give a overall boost in of course with the frame generation. The 4090 24 gigabyte is a major advantage. The power and the thermals of the 5080 Gaming Trio Overclock uses about 90 watts less power, so that's gonna like relieve and put less stress on the actual CPU. But if you're rocking AMD, you know that AMD is going their CPUs is going to of course be able to keep up and not cause a bottleneck. So having the MSI newer Trifrozer 4 cooler is significantly thinner, about like 50 millimeters to 77 millimeters. Makes it easy to fit in most cases, but y'all see my case. It's a huge case, that Corsair case. Which one would I choose? If I had to choose, I would choose the RTX 4090, of course, the GameX Trio. I already have one, so you want the highest native gaming performance. You need that 24 gigabytes of VRAM. Use productivity or AI applications. Like I said, the 4090 is still a killer, and it's my opinion that this upgrade was completely aesthetic. It had nothing to do with my 4090 underperforming. It's just that I wanted an all-white GPU, so I went and got one. But I still like the RTX 5080 Gaming Trio Overclock Edition. The price was comparable to MSRP, and it's better overall power efficiency. And of course, the value does come with the DLSS 4 multi-frame generation in support of games. So if you prefer a lighter, slimmer card with newer display connectivity, you go with the 5080. You know what I'm saying? Overall, both cards cost about the same MSRP, but I would take the RTX 4090 Gaming X Trio. It's a higher registration, performance,
24 gigabytes of VRAM. Makes it a strong all-around GPU. The RTX 5080 gaming trio overclock. Biggest advantage are the newer Blackwell features, lower power consumption, and the DLSS4 capabilities rather than outright raw performance. So I don't know. What do you think, disciples? Are you into gaming like I'm into gaming? If you are, you know what I'm saying, of course, like and subscribe. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the love that I get. And of course, as always, if you're into the things that I'm into, then we have something in common. And I want to talk to you all about it. I appreciate you all. Hopefully this helped y'all make a better informed decision, whether you want to upgrade to the 5080 card or you going to rock your 4090, which is still a beast. Going to definitely utilize that card. It's not going to sit there and collect dust. It's not plastic on shelf. So we're going to make it happen. And of course, as always, you know, I hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. And I have nothing left to say. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to stay up to date with the latest content.